from a book of Karl Pfalz. I don't know whether it is his own creation or not, but I have made certain changes. I have eliminated palming of a card, which is required, and I have also made some other changes in the handling. I hope you are going to like this, but don't skip the video. Every week I'm uploading several magic and mentalism tutorials on this channel. So if you love magic and mentalism like me, please consider subscribing this channel. If you like this video, strike the like button, share this video with your friends and write in the comments how you enjoyed it. Also, don't forget to strike the bell icon for new upload notifications. As there is no one in the studio today, I'll be explaining this effect to you, and we will assume that 4 spectators are standing beside you and you hand them a deck of cards. You can even borrow a deck of cards because there is nothing special about the cards, and hand this deck to them in order to shuffle. So they shuffle the cards as much as they want to. It really doesn't matter how much they want to, they can shuffle, and after shuffling each of the spectators select one card. So let us assume that these are the cards they have selected. The 4 spectators have selected these 4 playing cards. The rest of the cards are returned to you. All this time you have been turning away and have absolutely no idea as to what card they have taken. So the first spectator has taken 8 of diamonds, the second spectator a jack of spades, third one the 10 of spades, and finally the last spectator has taken ace of spades. So these are the 4 cards they have selected. You turn around and ask the first spectator to return his card. So the first spectator returns his card over here. You dribble the remaining cards on top and make sure that the card is lost somewhere among the other cards of the deck, and it is really impossible for anybody to know where the first spectator's card is. The second spectator also does the same thing. You cut the deck somewhere in half and the jack of spades is returned over here. The remaining cards are dribbled on top, and then all the sides are perfectly squared so that the card is lost somewhere among the remaining cards of the deck. The third spectator also does the same thing. You cut somewhere in the middle and the 10 of spades is returned here, and you dribble the remaining cards on top, and all the cards are then squared up like this and shuffled by you, and it is impossible for anybody to know where the third spectator's card or any one of the 3 spectators' card are here. So finally the last spectator also does the same thing. The ace of spades is returned somewhere here. You dribble the cards on top and then you cut the deck several times. You can shuffle the cards as much as you want to, like so, and the deck is shuffled, genuinely shuffled, and you can overhand shuffle these cards, and it is now impossible for anybody, including the performer, to know what cards they have taken and where these cards are. At this point you show the top card in order to make sure that it is not one of the selected cards. So you show the top card, it is a 6 of spades. So they say that it is none of their cards, so you put it in your pocket. You take the card and put it in your pocket. Then you hand these white papers to each of these 4 spectators in order to write down their selected card. So they are given over here and the cards are written on these papers. After it is written, the papers are crumpled into a small ball. Each of them are crumpled into a small ball, and the 4 balls are then collected by you, shaken in your hand, or the spectators can do that, and then placed on a straight line. And any one of the paper balls is selected by one of the spectators, and let us say on that it is written one of the spectators' card. That is, let us say the ace of spades. So ace of spades is written on the card, on the paper, and you ask another spectator to reach inside your pocket and take out the card that you have placed a moment ago, and it proves to be ace of spades. Now let us get into the secret. So you need a deck of cards. You can borrow a deck. The deck is shuffled by the spectators, and after that each of them select a card. But let me show you the preparation required for these papers. Actually, one of the papers is marked. I'll be marking boldly so that you can see clearly what is going on. So actually a light pencil dot is good enough, but for the purpose of explanation I have marked the four corners with a bold black mark, only for explanation purposes. So these are the cards, and this is kept at the bottom. These cards are shuffled and each of them select a card. So let us say the first spectator chooses the four of diamonds, the second spectator's card is six of spades, the third spectator's card is king of clubs, and the fourth spectator's card is ace of clubs. Now all this time you have been turning away, so you don't know what card they have taken. You turn around, you ask them to return their cards, and after that you hand them these papers in order to note down their cards. But for the explanation purpose, and since I cannot remember so many cards, I am going to do it right now. So I'll write these down. So this marked paper is given to the fourth spectator, remember that. So the first spectator takes unmarked paper, the second spectator also takes the unmarked paper, third spectator the unmarked paper, and the marked paper is given to the fourth spectator. They write down their cards here. So when you turn around, you ask them to return their cards and remember their cards. So you cut the deck somewhere in the middle, a swing cut. This is called a swing cut with your index finger. You cut somewhere in the middle. The first spectator returns his card, and you dribble the cards on top, and it is genuinely lost in the deck. The same thing is done with the second spectator. You cut somewhere in the middle. The second spectator returns his card. You don't need to bother about these cards. The first two spectators, you don't need to bother. You dribble the cards on top, and it is genuinely mixed somewhere among the remaining cards of the deck. The third spectator does the same thing. He returns his card, and you dribble the remaining cards, and the card is gone. But in case of the fourth spectator, what you do the same thing. It should look same. You swing cut about half of the deck, and he returns his card, and you dribble the cards. But now you do a control. You perform a card control, and that is you dribble the first few cards a little bit in-jogged towards yourself. So you see that you dribble a first few cards a little bit in-jogged towards you. So this is his card. It is held here like so, and you dribble the first few cards a little in-jogged towards you like so. There is a step now, and the remaining cards are then dropped all around. Now since these cards are a little bit in-jogged towards you it is exaggerated, so you don't need to in-jog so much. A little bit is good enough. With your thumb you lift up these cards. Now, as you lift up these cards, this is the card that is going to be their selected card. With your thumb, you lift up all the cards above the selected card, and that is very easy. And now you are maintaining a break. And after this, what you do, you take about half of the top portion of the deck above the break. So you take half of these cards, place them on the table, take all the cards above the break and place them on top, and the remaining cards go on top. It seems that you have given several cuts, but you have controlled the card to the top. Now you do a double lift. Double lift is very simple. With your thumb, you take the top two cards. You count 1 and 2. It should be facing towards you. So you count 2 cards secretly and show the top card to the spectators and ask whether it is one of the selected cards or not. They will say no, it is not. It is none of their selection. So you say that I am going to place this Ace of Hearts in my pocket. So saying, you replace it on top and take the top card, which is their selection, and without showing, place it in your pocket. You're very much done. Now you hand these papers, blank papers, to the spectators. Remember, I just noted it down beforehand so that I can remember what are the cards they have selected. But in reality, you now hand these blank papers to the 4 spectators in order to write down their remembered card, and the marked one goes to the 4th spectator. You take the 4th spectator's paper and you show them what they need to do. You just crumple up into a ball, making sure that one of the corners is on the outside of the paper ball you create. So you just crumple it up into a ball without looking, and here is the dot. I'm not sure whether you can see it or not, but I can see that one of the marks is now here. So you place it over here and you ask them to do the same thing. They do the same thing. They turn their papers into balls, and you absolutely have no idea what they have written. And now the 4 paper balls are placed on the table in a straight line. But make sure that the marked one, this is the marked one, actually goes over here, or you can shuffle them, mix them up like so, and then making sure that you place the right one on the 3rd position from the left. So this is the one that is with the mark. You place it over here like so, but you need to look at the mark in not an obvious way. You need to force this one. You ask anyone to point to any one of these paper balls with left index finger. Let us assume that they choose this one. If they select the marked paper, you are almost done. You throw away the remaining papers, and this one is opened. You show them that it is Ace of Clubs, and then say that I placed 3 of hearts in my pocket. You ask somebody to reach in and take it out, and it is Ace of Clubs. But let us assume that they don't choose this paper ball. So with the left finger, the first spectator chooses this one. Then you ask the same spectator to point to any one of the remaining paper balls with his right index finger. If he chooses this one, that is the first one, you say that you hand me any one of these papers that you have chosen. If he returns it to, the marked one to you, you say, fantastic. You throw away these 3 papers and open it up and show that it is written with Ace of Clubs. And again, show that the card has turned into Ace of Clubs. But let us say that he places this one to your hand, on your hand. You say that, okay, so you want to keep this with you, All right, you open it up and see, and you, in the meantime, you throw these away, and he reads Ace of Clubs. Let us take the worst situation. The spectator points to this paper ball. You say that point to any other with your right and index finger. He chooses this one. None of this is marked. Now, these two are remaining. You ask the spectator to pick up any one out of these. So if he picks up this one, you say that all these are eliminated, only this one remains, and you open to show that it is written with Ace of Clubs. If he chooses this one, you ask him to hold it tightly, and these are eliminated, and you ask to open this one, and it reads Ace of Clubs. This is a magician's force. Ace of Clubs is written over here, and you show that somehow, magically, the Three of Hearts has changed into Ace of Clubs. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. Please give it a try. I'm very much sure you are going to like this. See you again next time in the next video. Till then,